Okay, wanted to do a quick announcement on this because of some of the things that's been happening. I still have the audio recorded, which has been jotting this stuff down, but man, let me just adjust this and okay, good to go. I still need to figure out a way to lock this thing down. Apparently, it's working pretty well, but I need a way to lock down the sides or whatever. Anyway, apparently, gang stalkers really are scared. And I'm not bullshitting about this. They are so scared that they will hack your phone and corrupt your video files. No joke. So if and here's how this shit is playing out, right? Okay. So as I leave out, I gotta hear the same shit. Now, I still have evidence of this. The audio recorder picks this up. And I always announce my location. So, that's evidence that wherever I'm going, it's the same shit being mentioned. Whenever I announce it out, they be quiet about this, but it doesn't matter because whenever I leave out, I'll always have that damn thing on. So here's my advice to TIs, man. You're gonna have to get something that's very that they can't hack into. Something that does not have an internet access port, basically. There's some glasses. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but I'll say there's a pair of glasses. There's a pen. Look that up on Amazon and you're good to go. Now, I'm afraid like it comes right down to where you have to get something like that because like this, they are so it is so fucked up, man. It really is. Like they will feed and I'm really disgusted by this too because if you've seen the shit on the news, if you I'm part of my language, but if you've seen the stuff on the news, it is so many lies on there, man. It is so much, and not just now, but back then as well. It's just been like that this entire time. They have been feeding people lies, man, and it's just so disgraceful and so disgusting. And now I look back and wonder if they may have been trying to trick me into some crap like that, into just discrediting someone. And I feel bad. I would feel bad about it if it did, but I don't recall anything like that because I mean, first off, I wasn't necessarily dealing with people, but I remember hearing some TIs mention something about the white noise thing when it comes to tinnitus. I've actually heard, and I can verify this for a fact that I've heard that since I was a child. I can confirm that to 100% without a doubt because I have heard that. And it was only because of me, mostly during the time when I was on my own, when my mom was working and stuff, that I was able to, hear that. So I don't know when, man, but at some point in time, like that shit did get me. At some point, probably even earlier than I can remember. Because I know they like to do, they tend to do that to where they can, have more manipulation towards memory, from what I've researched. Um, oh man, though. But yeah, like I'm just giving a warning out to all TIs, man. Look, look, if you walk around carrying your phone in your hand, here's what they're gonna do. They are gonna have a pair just randomly walking around with a kid, right? And they're gonna have them strategically. They're literally gonna perp the hell out of you. But at the end of that, right? At the end of all of that, they're gonna, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who had to put up with this bullshit too. They're gonna have a pair walk up with a kid the same time that this happens. But you need to understand that's proof that they're exploiting kids too. Now, am I telling you to walk around with your phone all up in your hand? No, don't do that because then what they're gonna do is they're gonna twist the story up in the situation. Now, they stole my whole phone, man. They had the one that had the account, but I was able to reclaim that. Luckily. Even if I wasn't able to reclaim that, like I still have the evidence backed up anyway. Not on online drives, but in a secure location to where like the evidence could just be re-uploaded at any time. So I mean, I've got plenty of copies, and I urge all TIs make plenty of copies. If you put it on an online drive, they're just gonna hack that and delete that shit anyway. But you can do it if you want. But I'm just saying, like that's exactly what they're gonna do. Um, the only way you can actually have that fully secure is as if like you have more than one person living with you though, and you have someone just staying there at all times, right? And then they can just have that whole thing secured. If you hear that, I don't deal with these people around here. I don't. But you can hear that. They're up against my door right now. I don't know these people. I don't deal with them. I don't have nothing to do with them, period. Not a damn thing. Now, I don't know if that's usually they put like notes on the door, but it's what, like the 28th? So there's no excuse. That's probably, actually, no, that's probably just the dude. I think that's just the dude cleaning up. I don't know. I don't know, but that sounded like that was up against my door, which is no excuse for that. There's no excuse for anybody to be touching my door. Period. None whatsoever. Um, other than that though, other than that, you need to understand like they will hack your shit, man. That's basically my warning to all TIs. So if you think that your stuff is secure on the phone, here's the thing. Um, what you don't want to do is when you put your phone in on charge and you're using SD cards, don't leave your SD card on the phone. Don't, because first off, that gives them access to that, and they can just delete your shit just like that. I know this because I ended up seeing the phone while it was plugged up to a wall socket, no less. Which is why I said people don't use chargers with with that is SB type. Don't use that, because what I saw was basically something being booted up to my phone. All the screen was completely black, and all I seen was an Android symbol with the blue bar loading up, booting up. I don't know what the fuck I don't even know what the heck what it was, but it looked like they were booting some type of spyware or something that they wanted on there, something. So if they get a hold of a device, if any of my devices, if I get it back, I'm just gonna destroy it, because I'm not finna keep that, because I know what they're doing. I know what that is. I know that they had someone sneak in here and snatch that phone, and while I was asleep, because I had my bone conduction headphones on. There was no way I would have been able to hear him. That's how the bastard got away. Since then, I've also made sure I set up some sound alarms and do a perimeter check every time, so that doesn't happen. And they better hope I don't fucking catch a person in here, because if I do that, I mean that's it. Like that's it. That's all. That's all the evidence I need right there. Because there is no excuse for anybody to be in here. Because first off, I don't deal with these people. None of the other tenants in here, I don't. I don't live with no roommate. I don't have any of that shit. So first off, I'm gonna point out as to why that would be how big of a deal that would be. First off, that would be breach of contract, because they would have had to have a key to get in here. Not to mention, I didn't sign anything, and I know, and if I find out anything did get signed, then that's fraud. And if I find out that a whole bunch of other stuff's been going on, well, that's obstructive justice. I've got a whole nother list of bullshit that they done did that I could easily file a claim for. So, I mean, that's basically my situation. They have gotten so desperate that they would like literally fuck with the evidence that I'm getting. It's that bad, man. It is that the situation is actually that serious. But other than that, I'm just basically giving this warning out to all TIs out there, man. When you get your evidence, make sure you edit it out, because you know what you're out there to do. You're out there to just get your evidence to protect yourself. That's it. You didn't tell these assholes to fucking come stalk you like this, man. They were paid to do this shit. They know what they're doing, and they don't care. They don't care whether you're dead. They don't care whether you get hurt. The only thing they want is their money, and that's it. But I'm telling you, man, the devil works in so many ways, and to the point that where he even turns on his own. Even these morons can even see that what they're doing is wrong, even if they don't want to admit it. Even if they are so filled with themselves not wanting to admit it, they know they're doing dirt. They know they're doing wrong, and they know this organization hires criminals to do wrong. If it was for the better good, why the fuck would you be putting criminals out on the street? You hiring, I'm pretty sure some of these people may even be fucking murderers, man. Possibly murderers, homiciders, rapists, freaking drug traffickers, you name it. Because judging from the behavior that I've actually witnessed from some of these individuals, it's a mixture from people who are being forced, a mixture who are people who are like just well okay with this kind of shit, and a mixture with people who are just looking to just get by, in financial gain. But when they realize just how deep the shit is, like I don't know, man. That's kind of the situation that I've been seeing lately. It's the ones who would really see how crazy the situation is, and then they'll just be gone. I won't even see that. I won't even see them anymore. This happened at the local GameStop. This happened at my job. And man, like there's let me count one. There's one, there's two, three, four, five, and six. 6 damn people are gone from that job due to this targeting that I'm going through. And it was because I believe that they knew what these assholes were doing, and they weren't willing to stoop that low to do that to somebody. And they got rid of them. That's just what they do, man. I noticed they didn't want me to meet the new guy in the what was that? They did not want me to meet the motherfucker who's behind in the the what do they call that department? The human resources. But one of the idiots dropped the name. One of them dropped the name, so I mean it don't matter now. Like I mean. And if either way, like if it's a lie, well then why are you lying? What reason do you have to lie? Explain yourself. Especially if you're a supervisor. Especially if you're a person of high, authority. Why would you have to lie about something like that? Do you have something to hide? Is there something that you've been doing that I'm not aware of that you are afraid that would get out? That the other people will find out that may land you in prison? And I'm just going to go ahead and say it as it is. First off, no one goes anywhere. And this is how you know this is an orchestrated situation. When you're going out minding your business, right? Every day when I leave out, I only go out to mind my damn business. I don't look for people. I don't look to bother people. It's the other way around with these perps, though. They looking to fuck with me every chance they get. Does it work? I mean, I don't think so. At least to my knowledge. I mean, I know for reactions, like it's difficult. You got to learn to really not react to their bullshit, but it's difficult, but it's not impossible. That's why you need a lot of meditation, a lot of faith, and honestly, I will say this. Opening your third eye, man, that gives you a lot of benefits. But you need to be careful because at the same time, they're using these weapons on you when this is happening. That's why I was telling people on one of the videos I made, like, you need to cleanse a lot of that negative energy. Because what they're doing is filling you with nothing but negative energy. When they gaslight you, when they slander you in public, when they do all of this shit, that's all negative energy. So you need to get rid of that before you even try to open your third eye. Basically, that's why all meditation works well for that. But again, that's by choice. It's a warning there because that can be dangerous. But understand, it's only dangerous because they're trying to manipulate the mind. It's not an obligation for you to do it, but you can benefit from it if you do open it. Other than that, I finished the making the public email for this channel or whatever. If you all wish to come in contact with me of any way, you can contact me there. But just for safety purposes, message me on the YouTube channel prior to you messaging me on the email, because they like to f around a lot. That way we have two ways of communication, of verification, and everything goes smooth and ongoing or whatever. I will say this. I don't accept any I'm not gonna look at any emails of a TI who has not shown their face, or anything like that. You need to understand why, and it's for safety purposes. Because first off, I get it. Like, at the same, I'm gonna give you a full explanation on this. First off, you're being stalked by a whole bunch of people throughout the community, about a whole bunch of perpetrators, people who have committed, possibly most likely committed previous crimes, which is why they're in the program doing what they're doing, to get off and to also get paid. So you need to understand you are at risk from that when you don't show your face on your channel, man. Secondly, understand that, like, getting in contact with TIs, we can be your witness to your targeting. I'm a witness to everybody else's targeting, just as well as they're a witness to mine. Understand that. And understand that when you speak out, that causes these perpetrators to be more exposed, and they won't be able to hide and discredit any damn thing, because you're going to have evidence and witnesses. They're going to try. But the more and more, evidence and proof of that you show, the less and less that it actually becomes to be. Now, it's going to get to a point to where you be able to just go up and actually file of a claim of harassment that's going on. And that's what you need to do. You need to document all of this. You need to show that there are people stalking you around, and you're gonna have the authority. You're gonna have the right to find out why. It's within your right to find out if there are people stalking you, if there are people following you around, doing this, doing that. You have a diplomatic right to find out what the fuck is going on and why they're doing what they're doing. Honestly, I did not have kids in this day and age, man, because I knew something wasn't right, and I believed it was the Most High that actually warned me about that. And I was not very, I was always hesitant when it came to relationships, and I believe it was the Most High who was looking out for me for that. Even with this weapon doing what it's doing, I feel like the Most High, even when I was blinded, I still feel like the Most High, even today, is still looking out for me. Because in the end, God knows that you can't really hold a person completely responsible for a sin that they're being manipulated into doing. If anything, the sin lies with the bastard who's doing the manipulation. That's where it lies at. Even now, I gotta hear this crap that they're spouting out, man. Every day it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But you know something? I've gotten to a point of a high state of mind to where I'm like, you know what? I don't identify what I like to call BS, ignorance, knowledge. I only identify truthful knowledge and understanding. And what I mean by that is, first off, people will just say something and then try to base it off as facts. No, you're just trying to basically push your own BS agenda around. The only point of view that you see that's acceptable is your own. That's it. And you don't believe in actually explaining why, and you only come up with half-ass excuses as to why this is supposed to be what it is, and it's not even true. The only thing that you want is just for your own views to be accepted and to the highway with everybody else's. That's just all it is when it comes down to these perps. It's not even worth even wasting your brain cells on, because half of them don't even know what the fuck they're even talking about. First off, they don't. And believe you me, the conversations I had with some of them, I made them look very stupid. Seriously. You need to understand, like, it's not worth getting stressed out over the crap that they're saying, the crap that they're doing. Because understand this, when they talk a certain type of way, understand that's coming from their mindset. That's coming from a mindset of hate, ignorance, and not understanding. You, however, are coming from a mindset of understanding, not a mindset of hate and understanding. Understand that, you know? And I shouldn't even have to say that because I mean clearly you do when you see all of this stuff that's going on. But it's just that man, like you need to really like look beyond this stuff and see precisely what they're doing. They basically are trying to paint a picture here. And the orchestration, these perps are orchestrating the situation around you to paint a picture for the public eye. And then what's going to happen is that first off, what's really going to happen is that they're going to try to just, say, oh, well, like, well, this is just what happened and all that. Look at Gavin Long's situation. They sent, why, if they were, they're talking about like he was a monster, right? Why would they censor so much evidence on that shit? Why would they censor so much video? And when the video did get leaked out, they showed that that dude was not trying to aim for citizens. He was aiming for the cops. And I've shown evidence that the sheriff's department is fucking corrupt as fuck. Seriously. I got at that local McDonald's that you see me at in that video. And if you watch the audio log video, which is on my Mischievous M's channel, if you heard that, you would understand. Like, what happened was that those group of kids, like I said, they use kids for this shit. What they did was a hate crime. They drove around the freaking McDonald's like crazy, like clockwork, right? They did that. And then the entire time that they were doing that, they had a buddy on the inside recording me. They were painting a picture so that they can say, oh, well, like, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. You see this? I'm recording evidence for my own protection. I didn't go there looking for nobody. They came there looking for me, and they came there to set me the fuck up. It's the same thing with me. It's the same thing with other TIs out there. They're looking to paint a picture to set you the hell up. They're looking to basically discredit anything you got to say, delete your evidence with the hacks. They don't even want to publicize any hacks, so you know they're corrupt as fuck. You know this, man. And if they weren't, well, like, well, why aren't they helping you out? Why are they not putting a stop to this? Why are they not actually doing their jobs? But you want to know something? They are doing their jobs because guess what? Taxpayers' money is going to someone who could to just drive a freaking ambulance down the street and run the sirens down like crazy. And there's no real emergency. Taxpayers' money is going to these corrupt police officers to just orchestrate and hire criminals and literally hire people to just break the damn law, man. The same laws they're supposed to be fucking protecting. They're hiring people to break them. So what do you think they're doing 90% of the time when they out there on patrol? And this is not all officers. Some of them are not. I don't believe all officers are proud of this shit. Some of them are like very, very just disgusted with it. But like, the corruption goes so deep that they're forced into it. I mean, they still got to fend for their families and stuff. So like, I kind of get that, but at the same time, it doesn't mean it doesn't make it any more or less effed up than it is. How much time do I got? It's like 8:14. I still got some time, but man, though, this situation is just ugh. But yeah, man, they are like scared, like really scared to the point to where they'll hack your stuff. But this is just my advice. When you plug up your phone, and again, don't use the chargers that have USB cords in them. But if you do, understand this. They can boot malware up to your phone that way. And they can basically like siphon off, data files and stuff like that from your USB card, as well as possibly even deleting them. So don't ever have a USB, your micro SD cards in your devices when you plug your equipment up. Don't. Um, what else? As far as what else I'm gonna look? What else? As far as hmm, you gotta forgive me. Almost every day I'm being hit with this weapon. It's not making thinking any less easier or any more easy or whatever. Whew. Even as soon as you anybody else notice that as soon as you make a video, there seems to be noise campaigns going on. You ever notice that? And it's not just almost any random time, it's every time. It just so happened to be like coincidentally it happens. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's to the point to where people are just blinded, man. And by the time they realize what's really going on, it's going to be too late. But those of us that are out there still fighting to basically support awareness, we're still fighting a good fight, you know? We really are. Um, Man, though. Whew. The more and more I think about this, the more and more I look back at a lot of stuff, and then I just question everything. If this shit is going amongst us adults, it's been rumors about not even just rumors, but people stating that even kids have been perked due to this targeting, man. So if you got kids, here's my advice: don't send them to school without a packed lunch, okay? Don't let them eat that fucked up cafeteria food. Don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. They will lace food with nanotech, man. They will do that. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that shit to kids, especially kids who are, you know, the offspring of a targeted individual. I'm not even shocked. I'm not even shocked at all, man. But understand this: this weapon triggers behavioral patterns and certain desires and shit, right? So if something happens and police is asking you, did they have a certain desire? They're basically asking for confirmation if this motherfucking weapon is working or not. Which means if there is behavioral patterns being changed or twisted around, it's them doing that to your kid. So basically, they're experimenting. If you are a target individual, understand that they are not stooping nowhere near low. Actually, no, they are stooping as far as low as to even experimenting on kids. I bet they even do this shit to kids who aren't even, the offspring of TIs. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But it's times like this that I just wish that I was just living somewhere far out there in the wilderness and nothing but a wood fucking cabin, fireplace. Ooh, excuse me, fireplace going with the whole pile of logs stacked up outside. And then you see, that's my paradise right there, man. Just going outside hearing nothing but nature. Don't even have to hear no electronic mess going off, no fucking traffic, none of that. There's nothing but peaceful Mother Nature being grounded 24/7 with with the energies of Mother Earth and all that, man. That's just paradise right there to me, because it's like we're losing more and more Earth platforms in the world, and we're replacing it with more agriculture and technology. It's like there's so much satellites out there, man, and they can't pull that back down. They can't. That stuff is stuck up there. All of those satellites are stuck up there. I wouldn't be surprised if they ever crashed into one another at some point in time. Excuse me, I gotta stretch. But I think that's about it for this video. It's just morning rant that I wanted to do. But yeah, man, like these I understand these gang stalkers are scared. They are. They otherwise they wouldn't be doing that. I mean, if they were like if they really had connections like that, they wouldn't have to hide all of this stuff, you know? They wouldn't have to delete your evidence like that. So when you collect your evidence, I'm telling you, if you use a phone, they are gonna most likely intercept you with with some parent and their kids, and then they're gonna try to label you off as some pervert or whatever. That's that's precisely what these assholes are gonna do. They've tried that crap with me, but I've already been able to pay attention to the signs. I'll even tell you one other thing that they did. Now, granted, I turned my phone off even before I got up to the building, but I was on my way. This was happened when I was leaving from work too, by the way. I was on my way from work going home, and there is a lot of perping going on, man. I mean, a lot. I'm talking about flashing lights. I'm talking about people just being sitting out on the patrol. That's another suspicious thing. People will just be randomly standing out somewhere, keeping a lookout, and they'll be miraculously be on their phone. They got two, but here's the thing. It could be that they're contacting their handler on the phone, but most likely, I bet that they probably have earpieces in. It's either one or the other. They're gonna use earpieces and shit like that, man. And understand they always carry around two phones. A perp always carries around two phones. Um, in most cases, for me, I just did it because the only reason why I have multiple devices is because of the hacking shit that they've been doing, and as to have replacements. It doesn't mean that the other ones are on, but it just means that I have a wait. Oh, damn. I think they were really, really don't want me saying this because it feels like I'm being messed with a lot right now. Um, there's one thing they really don't want you to know. And there's one last thing I wanted to mention because this shit, I think this was a freaking a freaking threat from them to me. They had a train go by. Excuse me. They had a train go by. Um, as soon as I got off of work last night, right? And I went out and got myself a system. By the way, I do have the receipt, and I did record when I had left the store and got here. I did record that, so that's my